It's hard to believe we are ready for chapter 22 of the Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane. Please listen as a fellow grade 2 student reads it to you today. He goes to Basin View Elementary, and notice how he's reading with fluency, he's reading for meaning, and he's also being really attentive to his punctuation as he reads. There are just 3 words that might throw you off a little bit, but the chapter itself is very confusing, so you may have to watch the video a couple of times and even read the text to try to figure out what's going on. So the 3 words that you may find confusing are dusk, and dusk means when the sky gets kind of gray just before it gets dark. So once the sun sets and the sky is getting quite dark, but it's not fully blackout, that's called dusk. The second word is magnificent, and that just means it's amazing or beautiful or brilliant, magnificent. And the third word is supportive. So when you say that a friend is really supportive, it means that when you go to them and you tell them that you're struggling with something, they make you feel like they could help you with it. So that's what it means to be supportive, to help someone with something that they're struggling with. Enjoy this chapter.
Chapter 22. It was dusk, and Edward was walking down a sidewalk. He was walking on his own, putting one foot in front of the other without any assistance from anybody. He was wearing a fine suit made of red silk. He walked down the street, and then he turned onto a path that led up to a house with lighted windows. I know this house, thought Edward. This is Abilene's house. I am on Egypt Street. Lucy came running out the front door of the house, barking and jumping and wagging her tail. "Down, girl," said a deep, gruff voice. Edward looked up, and there was Bull standing at the door. "Hello, Malone," said Bull. "Hello, good old rabbit pie. We've been waiting for you." Bull swung the door wide, and Edward walked inside. Abilene was there, and Nellie and Lawrence and Bryce. "Susanna," called Nellie. "Jangles," said Bryce. "Edward," said Abilene. She held out her arms to him. But Edward stood still. He looked around the room. "You're searching for Sarah Ruth?" Bryce asked. Edward nodded. "You gotta go outside if you want to see Sarah Ruth," said Bryce. So they all went outside, Lucy and Bull and Nellie and Lawrence and Bryce, and Abilene and Edward. "Right there," said Bryce. He pointed up at the stars. "Yep," said Lawrence. "That is the Sarah Ruth constellation." He picked Edward up and put him on his shoulder. "You can see it right there." Edward felt a pang of sorrow, deep and sweet and familiar. Why did she have to be so far away? If only I had wings, he thought, I could fly to her. Out of the corner of his eye, the rabbit saw something flutter. Edward looked over his shoulder, and there they were, the most magnificent wings he had ever seen, orange and red and blue and yellow. And they were on his back. They belonged to him. They were his wings. What a wonderful night this was. He was walking on his own. He had an elegant new suit. And now he had wings. He could fly anywhere, do anything. Why had he never realized it before? His heart soared inside of him. He spread his wings and flew off Lawrence's shoulders, out of his hands, and up into the nighttime sky, toward the stars, toward Sarah Ruth. "No," shouted Abilene. "Catch him," said Bryce. Edward flew higher. Lucy barked. "Malone!" shouted Bull. And with a terrifying lunge, he grabbed hold of Edward's feet and pulled him out of the sky and wrestled him to the earth. "You can't go yet," said Bull. "Stay with us," said Abilene. Edward beat his wing, but it was no use. Bull held him firmly to the ground. "Stay with us," repeated Abilene. Edward started to cry. "Couldn't stand to lose you again," said Nellie. "Neither could I," said Abilene. "It would break my heart." Lucy bent her face to Edward. She licked his tears away.
I hope you've enjoyed the latest chapter in The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane by Kate DiCamillo. Click on the links in the description of this video to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Y2K Teacher, HRCE, or to check out my website with more exciting resources. These chapters have been read to you by members of the Bedford, Nova Scotia community. These community members have been brought together through the Talk Bedford Facebook group.